Hello, my name is Pam. I am an incoming 1L, so I am actually going to be going to law school this fall down here in South Florida, and I am so excited. So I want this channel to be kind of like a law school channel. I'm really excited to be vlogging. I hope I'm not shy, but whatever, it is what it is. I also just wanted to be really transparent that I am a first-gen student. I am Latina, so I was born in Colombia, and again, I'm first-gen, so I didn't have anyone in my family that has gotten a doctorate before, so I'm actually gonna be the first in my family to get a doctorate, which I'm really excited about. But I know it's gonna be hard and all of that, which I'm sure I will have my moments and I will post them. But that being said, I didn't really have anyone in my family that has gone through this process before, and it is a hard process. It begins with the LSAT, it begins with applications and really deciding what schools you're going to be applying to. So as somebody that did not get a 160, you can still get into law school. And so I wanted to go over my background, what I included about like my college experience, educational experience, work experience, stats, of course, LSAT, GPA, and then go into the schools that I got accepted, rejected, waitlisted, and also include the schools that gave me a scholarship. So I really hope this video is informational. I hope that you guys can get something out of it. And again, I just want my channel to be law school related and as helpful as possible, because I was watching so many of these as I was going through the process of applying to law school. So if there's anything I can post or any questions you have, comment them and I will do my best to answer and be as helpful as possible. Like if you want me to go make a video about something specific, I'll do it. I don't know, I want this to be helpful. And then also I'll put my Instagram below. If you have any questions, you feel free to DM me. I'm also just starting law school. Like again, I'm a 1L and I'm navigating this as I go, so I don't think I'll be the most helpful of resources, but I'll try. Okay, so going into college, I graduated from FSU, which if you don't know, it is a state school in northern Florida in Tallahassee, so the capital. I majored in international affairs and my concentration was political science, I think, or sociology. I can't remember. As far as involvement for school, I was very involved. I had a lot of internships and research positions, things like that. So I was a TA, I was a research intern, I was a legal intern, I was also very involved in Greek life, so I had some leadership positions there. I also was involved with the Hispanic Latino Student Union, and so many different clubs, pre-law clubs, the pre-law fraternity as well on campus. So I did a lot of that. I included everything in my application, and then I also included my scholarships that I got throughout college. Anything like that was really important to include in all applications. So just to give you a brief overview, I definitely did a lot during my years. Now I'm going to include a page of all of this information, so if that's helpful for you, I'll include that and maybe like a timestamp somewhere down here, up here, I don't know. Before I go on, I think it's also a good point to say that this is not like, this is just my application, and I have met people that go to my same school that went to undergrad, got a master's, have work experience, same LSAT score, better GPA because they were valedictorian for their master's program. I don't even know how that works. And they didn't get a scholarship for the same school that I got a scholarship for. So that being said, each applicant is different. I'm not a consultant. I really don't even know how that works, but at the end I can include resources that I use to kind of sculpt my application so that it would look good. If you have any application questions, comment them down below and I can do a video answering all of that, just because I know that when I did that process, oh my gosh, like I definitely spent some money on this. If any of you want to see my resume, I can also do a video where like I post it and like kind of break down everything on there. I don't know if that's helpful, but I'm always curious about that stuff too. And my friends always ask me like, hey Pam, can you send me my resume? Because I worked hard on my resume, and I've had a lot of, I guess for my age, I don't know, I'm 24, and I've had some career experience where I have been laid off, hired, you know what I mean? So I just have been working on my resume for forever. Anyways, I graduated in fall 2021 and I graduated with a 3.64 GPA. So some schools will let you have grade forgiveness, so you'll be able to repeat a class that maybe you got a D on, so that D can turn into an A. I know that my school, so FSU, didn't allow that, so I never had grade forgiveness. The reason I mention that is because when you apply to law school, they want to even the playing field for students that didn't have the opportunity for things like grade forgiveness and, you know, other things that are just like beyond my comprehension, and it is what it is, like whatever, LSAC, you guys do what you need to do. But my point is, you're gonna have an LSAT GPA, so it might be higher, it might be lower than your actual GPA from undergrad. Again, I don't know how they calculate this, so just keep that in mind. But my undergrad GPA was 3.64 and I didn't get a master's. Okay, so after undergrad, I for 5 or 6 months I studied for the LSAT, and then while I studied for the LSAT, I was a paralegal. So I cannot recommend this enough. You need to have some kind of legal experience before applying to law school, because you might actually hate it. And as somebody that works in tech sales, which can be very lucrative and you can make a lot of money in this career, money is not enough to wake you up to go to work every single day and realize you kind of hate your job. So take it with a grain of salt, but I just can't recommend enough to get a job, see what you like, at least get a legal internship before going straight to law school, because how do you even know you're gonna like what you do? You know what I mean? That's my perspective. Again, not a consultant. So I was a paralegal, you know? I did that for about 5-6 months, something like that, and then I took the LSAT, and then I actually went abroad. I included this in my application that I studied abroad in France for about 5 months. I studied French, so I went to class Monday through Friday, listening, reading, speaking, and writing French. It was an amazing experience. I think I'll do a separate video on gap years and how to make the most of your gap years, because I took 2 gap years and I'm obsessed. Like, I loved it. I'm so happy I did it, because honestly, when you graduate from college at 21 years old, like, I just wanted to, you know, have a good time, go to brunch, get drinks, go to a bar, like eat, drink, party, you know what I mean, and just like have a good time. And I feel like I needed to mature, and I'm so thankful that I have the opportunity now to go to law school now that I'm 24, and I feel so much more confident in my career path and what I genuinely want as my career. So I think I'll make another video about gap years. If you have any questions about that, let me know. But after France, I came back to the US, and that was when I started my first tech sales job. I worked at a legal tech startup. It was a remote job, so it was in Florida. But anyways, I worked for a legal tech startup, and there I was actually in the employment law department. So I got to learn a lot about discrimination, FMLA, things like that. So it was really insightful, and I included that in my resume as well. After that, I also had a job with another software company. It was a dental tech startup in downtown Miami, so that was on site, and I included that in my resume as well. I worked there, I think, for about 9 months, and while I was working there, I was actually doing my application. So I included that as part of like my work experience, and I also included a real estate assistant job that I had, and then my internships, things like that. But again, I can post my resume on a different video. So my current job, I do software sales. I didn't include it in my resume just because I got the job after I applied. But had I gotten this job earlier, I would have included it. But it's healthcare software sales, so I would have included that, but it's okay, just because, you know, it just wasn't, the timeline just didn't match. So that was pretty much my work background. My involvement, undergrad, GPA is again 3.64, and my LSAT score was a 155. Okay, so that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and go over all the schools that I was rejected from. So starting off, I was rejected from FSU, which was sad, but also I did not want to live in Tallahassee again, so I was fine with that. I got rejected from FIU. That one was really sad because they're a public school. That would have been really nice to not have to spend a lot of money, but everything happens for a reason. So I got rejected from FIU, and then I'm pretty sure I got rejected from Emory. I applied and I never got a response. I never got an email. I don't know if I was waitlisted, but I'm pretty sure I would have been I would have been made aware if I was accepted or waitlisted. And since I never got a response, I'm guessing I was rejected, so I don't really know. I was waitlisted from UM. A lot of these schools are in Florida, so if you don't know, it's the University of Miami. and I wanted to go to that school, but that price tag is insane. So as soon as they waitlisted me, I didn't even, you're supposed to fill something out if you still want to be considered. I didn't want to be considered because I knew that I wanted to go where the money was. So if you wanted me to pay sticker, I was not gonna go there. Okay, now going into the schools that I was accepted into. I wanted to clarify also that when I was applying to law school, I thought I wanted to go live in Chicago and I was gonna live my city girl dreams over there, and I'm so thankful that I didn't end up choosing to move. Like, that would have been so much. But I applied to 2 schools in Chicago because I really wanted to go there, and it's just a really different shock when you get back your acceptances and rejections and you realize, dang, like, I'm gonna have to actually pay for this. So to pay for moving costs on top of tuition, on top of everything else that goes into just like living and breathing, anything like that, it was just a lot. But I got accepted to 2 Chicago schools. So I got accepted to Chicago Kent with a 25% scholarship. I got accepted to Loyola with a 25% scholarship, and I got accepted to Stetson with a 50% scholarship. Oh, and then I also got accepted to St. Thomas with a 50% scholarship. Those were all my schools. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope it was informative. Maybe you got something out of this. Again, I want this to be like a law school channel, so I'm actually really excited. Tomorrow I'm going to my first day of orientation. I'm nervous, I'm excited, and yeah, I've never done a grad program before, let alone a doctorate, so I'm very excited. But again, we'll see how it goes. I will be vlogging, so yeah, I hope you can like this video, subscribe, and I will see you next time.